Hey, it's Joe again, and today I'm going to be reviewing this E-Z Tofu Press. First, I'm going to show you guys how it works, tell you guys what I like about it and don't like about it, explain how it differs from some of the other tofu presses on the market, and then let you know if I think it's worth your money. So, let's get started. Before I get into how I feel about this tofu press, I just wanted to show you all exactly how it works. So, very simple. You take your E-Z Tofu Press, position your block of tofu inside. And one of the things that I really like about this tofu press is it's big enough to fit 2 blocks if you want. Sometimes the second block will kind of crash up against this screw here and leave a mark, but I don't really mind. If I need to drain 2 blocks of tofu, then I do it in here and it's easy. So then you just put it down on a flat surface and you twist these knobs to start putting pressure on the block of tofu, and this in turn gets the water out. Now, the thing about tightening these knobs is if you go ahead and you crank it really hard at first, what you'll find is that the tofu will actually start to break. So it's a process that has to be done gradually. So I like to do it over the course of like 20 to 30 minutes. Every couple minutes I'll just come by and just twist the knob. Now I'll do this in the sink because, as you can see, this tofu press doesn't have an area to catch any of the liquid, which is why I'm using this plate here. You might be able to see some of the liquid already draining out of the block of tofu. So as time goes on, tighten the screws. And after about 30 minutes, an hour, depends how much you want to push it, you have a completely pressed, dry, and delicious block of tofu. Sorry about the dog. So first things first, does this product work as intended? And to that question, I would say absolutely. It makes it super easy to press and drain tofu, and I've never once experienced any sort of problems with it. The nuts or the screws have never gone loose or anything like that, and I've been using it for quite a while. The second thing I want to talk about is whether or not this product is affordable. And when I got it, I think it was around 20 bucks. I don't quite remember, but it's usually somewhere around there. And I've gotten a fair use out of it. I probably use it like whenever I make tofu, which is around once or twice a week. So yeah, I would say it's pretty affordable. Now, I will say you can press and drain tofu yourself, and there are some instances where you don't really need to do it. So, for example, the way you do it yourself is you can take 2 plates, some cans, or something heavy, and you kind of lay the block of tofu on one plate, and then put the other plate on top, and then stack the cans on top of it and use some paper towels, and that will drain the tofu. It takes a similar amount of time, but it is really annoying. So I don't like doing it that way, and I used to do it that way, and I'm glad I spent the 20 bucks or whatever it was to get this tofu press. The other thing is that I don't really use it when I'm baking tofu, and that's because, well, let me rephrase that. If I'm marinating and baking tofu, then yes, I will press it, marinate it, and bake it. But sometimes I'll just bake it straight out of the box, just cut it up and add some onion powder, some garlic powder, salt and pepper, and throw it in the oven. And when I do that, all the water pretty much evaporates anyway, and it gets to a good texture. So that's the one instance where I don't use it. But if I'm gonna be cooking it in a pan or marinating it, then you better believe I'm using the E-Z Tofu Press for that. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about what I don't like about it, and there's not too many things, and what are the pros and cons to the other tofu presses that are out there. So the only thing that I don't like about it, which I've sort of alluded to, is the fact that you need another vessel to drain the water. So let me show you, because during the time I've been talking, the water has actually drained out of this tofu quite a bit, and I haven't really broken it at all. It's looking really good, but let me show you the water. Yeah, so you can see a lot of water has gotten out. Now I usually do it in the sink. It's not that big of a deal, but I would say that is one disadvantage to this product. There are others where it drains right in the vessel and it makes it a little bit more convenient, but those are also smaller. And the thing with this tofu press that would make me pick it over the others is that you can fit 2 blocks of tofu at once. And to me, that's a huge plus. I don't mind having to deal with the water if I can fit 2 in there. So if you guys want to learn about the other tofu presses that are out there, I'm going to leave a link to a tofu press buyer's guide in the description below. And of course, I will also leave a link to this one. They're all good. They all kind of do the same thing. And in some of the other ones that have an enclosed container, an enclosed vessel, you can also use that to make tofu from raw soybeans when you coagulate them. For this, you can't use this to make tofu because when you try and condense it, maybe you can. I haven't actually tried, but I don't think it would be that easy. I think you really need an enclosed vessel to make tofu. But I'm gonna look into that after this video and I'll post something below if I'm wrong, but I really don't think you can use this thing to make tofu from scratch. So in conclusion, I think this E-Z Tofu Press is definitely worth your money if you make tofu once or twice a week. It really improves the texture if you cook it in a pan or the flavor absorption if you marinate it. And it's cheap, easy to use. Why not? If you guys found this video helpful, please hit the thumbs up button and be sure to leave any questions you might have about this tofu press or other tofu presses in the comments below. I will do my very best to respond in short order. If you like this video and want to see other videos like it, please consider subscribing and hitting the little bell icon so you get notified when I upload next time.